Hey Northwood, I hope you're doing well, especially in the craziness of the last few weeks. I know over the last two Sundays, the elders had been eagerly anticipating the opportunity to provide you with an update with some of the work we've been laboring on regarding clarifying our mission and vision. But COVID has forced our hand as we've had to reschedule our member meeting again and again. So rather than waiting all the way until August 15th to provide you an update, we thought it would be helpful to provide a brief update now with a more substantive update on the day of our member meeting. So today I want to simply share why the elders have been laboring to clarify our mission and vision, especially since Northwood already has an existing purpose statement. As we've been working to clarify our mission and vision, we have not sought to be clever, creative, or innovative. We've simply attempted to make clear what we believe the scriptures call the church to be. So as you might expect, so much of Northwood's existing purpose statement remains the same as the mission and vision the elders have worked to articulate now. So if you're not familiar with it, Northwood's existing purpose statement is this: Northwood exists to glorify God by developing mature disciples through worship, study of the Word, prayer, fellowship, and outreach to others. And so much of that purpose statement will remain the same. The mission statement will stay the same. Northwood exists to glorify God by making disciples. The focus, of course, still remains the same. Jesus is the reason that Northwood has always given itself to worship, study of the Word, prayer, fellowship, and outreach to others. And Jesus is one of the values the elders now want to draw explicit attention to. And then many specific elements of that purpose statement are the same. For example, we will still make disciples through fellowship, what the elders have called community. We'll still make disciples through outreach to others, which we have called mission. We'll still make disciples through study of the Word in our effort to be submitted to the Scriptures, which is one of the values the elders have articulated we want to continually commit ourselves to being submitted to the Scriptures. And we'll still make disciples through prayer as we endeavor to be dependent on the Spirit, which is another value that we've articulated we want to continually commit ourselves to being dependent upon His Spirit. So a question you might be asking, in fact I hope you're asking, is if so much is staying the same as Northwood's existing purpose statement, then why have the elders put so much effort into clarifying our mission and vision? Well, our mission and vision are going to provide a fuller and more detailed explanation of our purpose statement so that we can clearly articulate who we are, what we're doing, where we're going, and even provide us with some tools to evaluate whether we're actually on our way there. So in what ways does our mission and vision provide a more detailed explanation of our purpose statement? Well, we're clarifying what we hope to see as a result of our mission. That's what we're calling our vision. We're clarifying not just what we'll do, but what our ministries will be like when we do them. This is what we've called our values. For example, we explain that our heart posture in studying the Word will be to search for Jesus and to submit to Him through His Word. We explain what we hope our fellowship will be like: hospitable, reconciled, and redemptive. And we explain how we hope to reach out to others. And finally, we explain how we believe Christian maturity happens through intentional investment in a few relationships at a time. And so by clarifying what our ministries will be like, we have a tool to evaluate not just whether we're doing the right activities, but whether our ministries are accomplishing what we hope they'll accomplish. For example, it'll no longer be enough to be excited that we're having a Bible study, that we're having a small group, or that someone has preached a sermon. Because if a Bible study, a small group, or a sermon doesn't point us to Jesus and to His gospel, our new values will help us to see that we've missed out on what it means to be submitted to the Scriptures and gospel-centered. And they'll give us a clear path forward to how to make that Bible study, that small group, that sermon more faithful and more effective as it points us to Jesus. And so all of our values are helping to give us a criteria to see not just whether we're doing the right thing, but whether the right things we're doing are accomplishing the ministry that we hope they'll accomplish. So it's for the sake of clearly articulating who we are, what we're doing, where we're headed, and to provide us with tools to evaluate whether we're actually on our way there, that the elders have labored to further clarify our mission and vision. Now I know in this video I've explained why the elders have been clarifying our mission and vision, but I've said very little about what the mission and vision is. So this is where we're going to be going to get what the mission is. On August 15th, we'll be beginning a sermon series that will take us through each aspect of the mission and vision the elders have been working on. And we'll begin by considering, as you might suspect, a sermon on the Great Commission found in Matthew 28, in order to consider our mission, which is simply this: to glorify God by making disciples of Jesus Christ in the Bay Area and among the nations. Then following that worship service, we'll have a member meeting where we'll provide a brief overview of our entire mission and vision. And then in the following weeks through the sermon series, we'll consider each aspect of that mission and vision. So I hope that you'll join us on August 15th. And until then, we'll join me and the other elders in praying that our church would continually to depend upon the Lord to build his house. For unless the Lord builds it, we all labor in vain. Northwood, I love you and look forward to seeing you once again.